how innovative are they? Are they just there for the fees? I mean, it's definitely a barbell in our industry right now. You can tell the managers who just want AUM from the ones who are incentivized to actually earn, promote, or, like make good investments. How are they trying to hold on to assets versus like working with you on a good wholesale analysis for what's best for the portfolio, things like that.
When you look at some of these organizations that have just put a lot of capital out over the last, say, 4 or 5 years, knowing that those recent deals are probably out of the promote, have you seen any good sort of examples of how managers keep their teams together?
No, I really haven't. I think that in this timing in the market, there are a lot of reset basis, and people are trying to figure out where there could be opportunity going forward. We've seen more people leaving and starting their own things, in that kind of mid to senior principal, but not a partner level. I think that's where people are hungry and, want to take their career to the next level with the next reset in basis.
Yeah. And, we, as you can imagine, we talk to people all day long who want to start something new, and we're always cautioning them at how challenging it is. Any particular advice for people who want to think about starting their own thing?
I think deciding whether you're really going to try to go it alone versus plug into a bigger organization, is a huge decision. I think, trying to create a seed portfolio, obviously that's what everyone wants to see, is actual, the ability to source. And once you kind of have that visibility, then people are able to get behind you. So focusing on that, I think, is probably the best advice I would have.
Yeah. It's true. And that's often, it's funny, that's what we tell a lot of folks. And it's a lot easier to start out with doing recaps or continuation vehicles or, recapitalizing a portfolio than it is.
Yeah. I mean, I think, the decision to do a fund versus just, be an operator, our business is still very local and regional. And so it is an interesting time in our industry where people are going back to the basics with operations. And so the allocators that are, choosing to partner with operators, it might be, newer operators that don't have as much track record because they are, starting new. And so I just think those operators don't need to have funds. They can still capitalize deals one off and create that value, and that will attract the capital.
You've been in this business for a while, and people ask me this question a lot, like, how has the business changed and where do you see it going? So I'm going to just put it out there for you. How has it changed in terms of the industry, the types of managers who come to you, the structures that you can work on today, and where do you see it over the next few years?
Yeah, I think we're still having that same classic discussion around like generalist versus specialist. So I do think that one is still never going to be solved. But where I'm seeing the industry change the most is for those medium-sized organizations, how are they growing their companies? And there's more options these days. So if you have a decent sized company that has a good collateral base, there's a lot of options. And so do you take, entity level capital? Do you sell a piece of your business? A lot of those didn't exist, and real estate firms were doing deals. They weren't thinking about how to take on, corporate private equity to grow their firm. And so I think, there is more, how do you finance the GP, and we're doing some more types of investing like that, whether it be through trying to get rev shares and to help bring LP dollars and grow a firm and have that rev share to participate in the growth that our LP dollars are providing, to doing co-GP strategies at the asset level where we'll do, programmatic $20 to $40 million of co-GP at the asset level to help grow to help provide that gap capital that, you know, they're not getting promotes back as fast, not getting as much leverage in today's market. So, you know, we're trying to fill those voids where we can.
That's super smart and it makes so much sense.